It smells like a campout and sounds like a playlist that forgot the clock. The sky is clean, but your neighbor's living room has a wood smoke subtitle. And that little orange tongue past the rim just told me this is no longer cozy. It's call somebody. Don't freeze at the headlights. That's the calm car. He's here to cool the night, not cancel it. Good evening, officer. Sorry it's late. Thanks for coming soft. We've got a wood-burning fire pit going at 11:03 p.m., smoke drifting into the next yard. Two friends on the patio speaking loud whisper. A Bluetooth speaker doing its best to be modest. And a half stack of logs on the concrete like ambition. HOA packet says quiet hours 10 p.m., 7 a.m. Wood fires allowed only in covered pits with spark screens. No visible flame above rim, no burning on windy nights. And charcoal wood ash cooled and contained, no dumping. City says no smoke, creating a nuisance. No open flames within 10 feet of structures or fences. And no burning when air quality advisories post. It's not a bonfire. It's a conversation with bad breath. I like conversations. Vote for better breath. You didn't think this much smoke would happen. It always happens when the wood is wet and the wind picks a direction with neighbors in it. You want the night to keep being a night. It can. It needs a lid, water, and a schedule. Officer, would you mind doing the out loud City plus HOA in your library voice so tomorrow doesn't argue with memory? He says, quiet hours 10 p.m., 7 a.m. Keep flames inside a listed device with a screen. No flame height above the rim. Maintain 10 feet from structures, eaves, fences, and overhanging trees. Do not burn on no-burn days or during high wind advisories. Smoke that crosses property lines and disturbs neighbors is a nuisance. Extinguish completely with water, stir, and cover. Ashes cooled 24 hours before disposal. Propane or smokeless units preferred. Violations may result in warnings, fines, or citations if repeated. Thank you. That's the night school we needed. You're already reaching for the screen like it's guilt. Don't reach. Let's do this in order so no embers audition for tomorrow. First, lid on thank you. Second, speaker off, phone down to human volume. Third, hose at a trickle, don't flood. We're putting the night to bed, not making mud. Stir with a poker. Lid back on. Crack for steam. Then lid off. Water small. Stir again until the hiss stops and the ash looks like it. Forgot your name. You're worried about steam. And the smell sticking to your furniture. Steam goes up. Apologies go sideways. We'll handle. Both neighbor. Thank you for not showing up with a thread. Tell me which windows carry it. Front den and nursery? Okay. We'll fix the wind part now and the tools part tomorrow. Officer, could you log fire extinguished? Speaker off. Quiet hours explained. Nuisance smoke acknowledged. Voluntary compliance? Thank you. You ask if propane is allowed after 10 if it doesn't smoke. Flame is flame. Quiet hours include no glowing conversations that glow outside after 10. Inside the house, gas fireplace, yes. Outside, burner off, chairs inside. Good night. But I'm not a thief of evenings. I'm a scheduler. We'll build a plan that keeps the fun and removes the sequel tonight's. Sequel ends here. Tomorrow's matinee gets a tech. Rehearsal. You point to your covered pit and say the sticker says, approved. Approved does not mean above the rim, torch with damp logs and a playlist. Approved means used like the picture that came with it. Right now, the picture on the box is disappointed. We'll make it proud by Saturday. You're saying this is the first time a neighbor called. It's the first time the wind told the truth. Wind wins at 11. All right. Practical right now. Lid back on. Full. Hose off. Faucet closed. Hose rolled so nobody trips at 7 a.m. Logs stacked under the eave. Move them. Embers and eaves are enemies who write headlines. Store dry wood off the ground. 5 feet from the house, cover on top, sides open. Wood needs to breathe more than this conversation. Bucket of water by the pit until the metal is cool. Spark screen stays on whenever flame exists in the future. You ask if your smokeless insert will fix it. It helps. It needs dry. Split hardwood and a stack that respects physics. Also, smokeless becomes less smoke at best when the logs are a swamp with bark jackets. If you want set it and forget it evenings, propane table wins. It's boring. Boring is peace with chairs. You ask if a small U.S. flag on the pergola is okay with a heater. Flag stays. Heater stays off after 10, and we aim heat in, not out. Also, the flag light off by 10, shielded downlight only when on. Never flood across the fence. You're looking at your friend who came over to meet the stars. The stars will meet you again at 8 tomorrow. Not at 11 on a weeknight. We will schedule your constellations like functioning adults with slippers. Neighbor, you're rubbing your temple. I know what that means. We will send a text in the morning. Sorry for smoke drift tonight. Fire is out. Moving to propane smokeless with screen. Quiet hours will be honored. If you smell anything again, text me and we'll shut it down immediately. You ask if that's admitting guilt. It's admitting you like your block. That's cheaper than being technically correct. Officer, could you add apology text planned? Neighbor contact exchanged. Quiet plan acknowledged? Thank you. You. So what can we do instead when it's cool and we want outside? Blankets, low lamp, indoor fireplace with doors closed, or a patio heater, propane, at low with tip-over shutoff. Off at 10. No visible flame to argue with. If you're hosting, welcome people at 7, dessert by 9, lights out at 10. Inside voices after. That schedule saves neighbors and still gives you a pretty evening. You. Can we do s'mores at 9 on a Friday? Yes. Screen on, flame under rim, no wind advisories, dry hardwood, metal lid ready, hose ready, kids seated. No roasting with sticks over the fence like negotiation. Shut it down at 10, not at the end of the song. And announce to the thread earlier, s'mores 7/9/45. Screen on, shut down at 10. Announcements by forgiveness before the sugar does. Neighbor, you ask about your baby's room. Tonight we'll run your HEPA and tilt a fan to create a pressure that prefers indoors to outdoors. Tomorrow, this stops at the source and your machine gets a vacation. You. Where do ashes go? Metal pail with a lid, on concrete or dirt, not on a deck, and they sit there 24 hours minimum. No plastic bin, no paper bag like a YouTube lesson. After a day, into the trash in a Tide bag if stone cold or better. Into the garden soil away from plants that don't love base. If the lid warms your hand, the ash isn't done talking. You. What about the rug under the pit? Move it. Synthetic plus ember equals a thing the insurance adjuster will never forget. Pavers under pits, always. Your spark arrestor screen is in the garage? Find it. Fall in love again. You two were meant to be together. You're friends. Ask if they should leave. They should say goodnight and feel invited. Back to a version of this without the smoke. They will like future you. Because future you will be the person with warm mugs at 8, classy playlist at low, and a fire that behaves like a picture frame, not a protest. You. Can the pit live closer to the fence to shield noise? No. 10 feet from the fence minimum. Heat does quiet things to vinyl and wood and paint and relationships. 10 feet is the marriage counselor. Officer, please log 10-foot clearance explained. Rugs removed. Wood storage moved. Ash management explained. No burn day awareness noted. Voluntary compliance. Thanks. Now the little kit that makes this never repeat. Moisture meter for wood. If it reads over 20%, it's tomorrow's fire, not tonight's. Fire poker plus shovel plus metal ash pail with lid. Garden hose with a twist nozzle that shuts off. Spark screen that actually lives on the pit. Not in a memory. Propane table for school nights. Wind app. If gusts, 15 mesh or wind heads straight into a neighbor's windows, choose blanket plus tea. Timer plug on the patio light. When it drops off at 10, so do you. Text template. Wind's wrong tonight. No wood fire. See you Friday, 7/9/45 instead. You. But this is my backyard, it is, and the air is everybody's. That's the long sentence HOA tries to write in short words. All right, metal cool? Steam stopped? Lid sits without complaint. Hand above, no heat punch? Good. We're closing this out. Neighbor, thanks for coming to words and not to war. If your nursery still holds the scent in the morning, text and you'll get a box of baking soda, a courtesy filter, and a heartfelt apology. You. Agree. You nod like someone who came for fire and will leave with a calendar. Perfect. Let's memorialize the plan so your future Friday doesn't get a headline. Here's the text you'll send at noon. Fire plan at our place. Wood fires only fry Sat 7:10 p.m. Screen on, dry hardwood, lid and hose ready. 10 from fence and eaves, shut down at 10 sharp. Weeknights we're propane only and off by 10. If smoke drifts, text me. We'll kill it immediately. Sorry about last night and thanks for the patience. Officer, mind adding written plan to be messaged. No repeat expected. Education complete. No citation? He can, and he does. That pen writes lullabies. You. Is there a way to keep the vibe without the flame? There is. It's called lamps and pie. Edison bulbs at low, off by 10, votives under glass, and an indoor oven that makes the porch smell like forgiveness. Also, put felt pads under your chair feet so the scrape at 10:07 doesn't become a paragraph in someone else's group chat. We shake. Hands with air. It smells like water and maybe the last chapter of a campfire tomorrow. It will smell like nothing, which is the secret fragrance of neighbors. For those watching, should HOAs require propane, smokeless only Sunday, Thursday after 8 p.m., with wood fires limited to Friday, Saturday, 7 to 10 p.m., under a mandatory screen and kill-on text rule or keep it flexible case by case? And what's your best low-drama patio ritual? Moisture meter, lid and stir shutdown, wind 15 map or sows, no burn, HEPA loaner for neighbors, or the s'mores before 9, good night at 10. Promise? Drop your smoke-smart, neighbor-kind recipes in the comments. Your tip might save a bedtime, a friendship, and the part of the night that belongs to crickets.